Welcome to Louisville Now. You know, we've got lots of interesting cities here in Louisville. Small cities, large cities, St. Matthews. Right now we're coming to you from Woodlawn Park. You may not know this, but they're called home rule cities. My first guest certainly knows what home rule cities are because she has a lot of them. She is Councilwoman Paula McCraney, Dr. Paula McCraney, and she is in charge of District 7. Okay. First of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Dr. McCraney, I mentioned home rule cities, and I'm talking about these little small cities. How many are included in District 7?
I have 19 suburban cities, and I think I have the most in all of the 26 districts, and it's so wonderful to be a representative for them as well.
That would be rather complex because it seems like every city has a little bit of their own nuances, new rules perhaps, or different rules. Okay, so how does that work? Is there any consistency to it?
Well, see, it's not my job to keep up with their rules and their policies and procedures. It's my responsibility to be accessible to them, to make sure that I am here for them if there needs to be a partnership between the suburban city and Louisville Metro government. That's my role. And I often joke when I come to their meetings, there are 19 suburban cities, but there's only 12 months out of a year. So I try to rotate and come to every meeting as I possibly can. So sometimes I have to double up, but I try to make every one of them.
And I would assume, Councilwoman McCraney, that you're also the liaison between Metro government and these home rule cities. So how does that work? Talk about the relationship between your home rule cities and Metro.
The policy really is that if it's Louisville Metro money, you can't really donate or give to a home rule incorporated city. So what I have done is come up with MOUs. We partner with suburban cities. Say for a sidewalk project that might be overwhelming in their budget, I might be able to, if they can come in with an agreement, a partnership, half and half, and donate some funds from the Louisville Metro budget.
Oh, I like that. Okay, so that's one of the advantages. I'm curious, if you would, list some of perhaps the advantages or maybe challenges with that relationship.
I don't know of many challenges. I'm not going to say anything is a challenge because I'm always up for a challenge, right?
I like that.
Yes, but the suburban cities, they do a great job with taking care of the residents in their particular purview. And so the challenge might be for me to be able to give as I want to give freely into any one particular area. Plus, I don't want to over give in one and not do the same for another, but their needs are different. So the challenge is me being aware of what their needs are.
Talk to me a little bit about some of the things that if you and I were in an elevator and you give me that elevator speech, some of the good stuff. You've got a lot of good stuff, right?
Yes. District 7, of course, is the home of the new Veterans Medical Center that's coming up right off of Brownsboro Road. Then we have a lot of construction that's going to kind of help with that construction site. It is a wonderful city to be in, Louisville Metro, but to be in one of the 19 suburban cities that take care of their residents so wonderfully, it's something to behold. To be a part of District 7 is to say that you live in a wonderful area of town that really cares about its people. And I see it in every district that I go in, but I see it mainly in every suburban city that I walk into every day.
Your passion for District 7 is obvious. So you're the right person for the job. Thank you for what you do. I think folks may find it interesting. You just came from a big event. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh my goodness, one of my favorite events. It is called Wreaths Across America. And today was the kickoff. And what we did was have a salute to veterans. And we talked about the importance of putting a wreath at the gravesite of each veteran on December the 13th. And if you've not been to that event on December 13th, when we place a wreath on every gravesite, you have missed out. It is so emotional because it tells us that we are doing something noble, but it also says to the family and the community that we will never forget the service that the veterans have given to us.
I think we all share that.
Yes.
Before I let you go, Mayor Greenberg, we talk a lot about to the community when he does speeches, and it's very true, I find this in him, about the positivity. And together, let's move in a positive direction. I can see you have caught that positivity. That's in your DNA. So tell me, you are proud of working for District 7. You love this city. Are we moving in the right direction?
Absolutely every day. I see it in the administration. I see it at the Metro Council when we duke it out and we come up with the right answer and the right solution that will benefit the majority of the residents here. The only way you can succeed in this job is to be positive and to stay on top of the needs of the people. And that's what I'm here for.
Well, that's why you're here with me. You're staying on top of things. Thank you, because that's what Louisville Now is all about. It's
Yes.
about informing people of positive things. You're certainly one of those. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Councilwoman Paula McCraney, once again, we'll talk more about home rule cities, the relationship with metro government. Thank you for joining us on Louisville Now. If you serve the public, then obviously you have a love for this community. She is the mayor of Douglas Hills. She is Bonnie Jung, and Bonnie joins us now. Bonnie, welcome in. We've known each other from way back.
Way back in radio days.
Let's talk a little bit about your resume. I mentioned the fact that you're the mayor of Douglas Hills, but also the former president of the Jefferson County League of Cities, correct?
Correct, and I'm also serving on the board of directors of the Kentucky League of Cities. Those organizations are the ones that are advocate for all of the cities, not only on the state level, but also on the local level. Jefferson County League of Cities is 70 years old this year.
Whoa.
And what it is we are an advocacy group to maintain and hold the sovereignty of home rule cities, to be able to work with Louisville Metro in the various ways that we do, but to continue our the way that we are and everything that comes in when it comes to home rule in suburban cities.
What exactly is a home rule city?
A home rule city is a city that has its own sovereign rights. Also, the legislators changed it. It used to be cities were in tiers, class 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now they're all called home rule cities. It's because what we do is all of our ordinances, we try to balance with each other so that folks will have a continuation throughout the city, that if they lived in Woodlawn Park like we are here or Douglas Hills, they would get the same kind of services.
Okay, I'm curious though, like when it comes to services, the relationship with metro government, who covers what? How does that work out, Bonnie? I know that's a big question.
Well, it is, but it isn't. Whenever you go out into the state, somebody will ask you, where are you from? You will automatically say, I'm from Louisville. But then when you get here, you'll say, well, I'm really from Douglas Hills, which is in Louisville Metro. After merger, which is in 2023, some of the smaller cities decided to dissolve. We now have 80 home rule cities. And what we do is, I'll give you an example, Douglas Hills. Our city, the folks pay property taxes. Within those property taxes, they get their garbage pickup, their lights, all of their streets, their sidewalks. And so everything that the city needs is found within our own sovereign borders of our city.
Okay, but there is a collaboration.
There is.
With metro government and home rule cities. So in your case, maybe you can give me a for instance when Douglas Hills had to collaborate a little bit with metro government.
I'll tell you, when we realized that the 8th Division LMPD was going to move to Goose Creek, it's 92 square miles, and we realized that we were not going to have a car available as much over on our side of the district. So at Douglas Hills, we put a rest area in. So now what we do is we have officers that can come and have dinner, eat, drink, have a place to rest, but they're stationed on that side. Also with our fire departments, Anchorage Middletown covers us, but at the same time, if something were to happen on our borders, Jeffersontown would come and help us as well.
Okay. I would assume, is that something that is evolving, that relationship continue to evolve? And are there challenges for you as mayor of Douglas Hills?
Yes, there's still challenges trying to help people realize where they are and what they pay for. We do pay Louisville Metro taxes as well. What that does cover is like for our police officers and services that we get. We do our own trash pickup. But at the same time, when I pay property taxes to Jefferson County, I'm also helping to support downtown.
So if you were giving me an elevator speech on the advantages of Douglas Hills, what would you say?
I would say the people, the community, Crosby Middle School, and we probably have the best 4th of July fireworks off of the river.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do. Thank you.
You make that happen, don't you?
I make that happen.
Okay, I appreciate what you do on behalf of the folks who not only live in your area, but you're a great ambassador for Metro Louisville too. So thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Mayor
Thank
Bonnie
you.
Jung once again. And folks, we're going to talk more about home rule cities, what that is, how that relationship works with Metro government. We'll talk more about that coming up next on Louisville Now.
If you need to throw away large items that are too big for your garbage cart, make an appointment now. Go to louisvilleky.gov/pickup and choose Large Item Pickup Appointment. Enter your street address, name, and email. Choose from the list of items or choose Other and describe. Make sure it's an acceptable item. Up to 4 large items can be picked up per appointment. Check your email for a confirmation with all your appointment details. Set those approved items out after 4 p.m. the day before your appointment and no later than 6 a.m. the day of your appointment. Approved items will be collected on the day of your appointment, and appointments can be made up to once per week.
Welcome back to Louisville Now. I am always honored to talk to a lieutenant colonel, and I have one with me now, Lieutenant Colonel Philip Markajon, who is with the Louisville Fire Department. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
And I do have a great deal of respect for you, and you specifically because you've been in this for 31 years.
It's been a great career.
Yeah,
great career.
I would say so. So over your 31-year tenure, tell me a little bit about, from your perspective, how have things changed?
So as far as dealing with other cities and maybe outside the city limits, 20, 30 years ago it was a bigger deal to cross the lines, across the borders. 10 years ago, we decided we need to look at it a better way to improve our services, which the fire department's always looking at. How can we better our services? The citizens are our customers. What can we do better to service them? So we got together with the county fire departments and decided to make a response area that it didn't matter whose area it was. It mattered who was closest. How can we get somebody on the scene quicker to render aid? You're having a heart attack, your house is on fire, somebody's trapped. You don't care who's coming. You want whoever can be there the quickest. So we started this in 2022, and what it boils down to, there's a buffer zone. The city of Louisville's here. There's 6 or 7 county departments that border us, and Shively as well. So incidents that happen in that buffer zone, house fires, building fires, cardiac arrest, car accident with rescues, active aggressor incidents, shooting, stabbings, aircraft incidents, maybe a crash on Breckenridge Lane. Inside this buffer zone, we'll get a response from the Louisville Fire Department as well as the bordering county fire department. St. Matthews, Anchorage, Middletown, J-Town, Fern Creek.
You work together?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we started this in 2022. Roughly 5,000 runs we made in that time period. I don't have the exact number, but I do know for certain that we have saved property and we have saved lives.
Okay, that's ultimately the goal.
Yes.
Save lives, save property.
Yes, sir.
You've done your job. So it sounds to me like, Lieutenant Colonel, that it's somewhat of like is it a consolidation, or is it just, hey, we have common sense answers. Let's collaborate and make that happen.
That's it. It's just an agreement. We're not merging the fire departments. The county and city is separate. Maybe 10, 20, 50 years from now, maybe. But no, it's just an agreement. Hey, we're all here for the same reason. If your unit is 2 blocks away from somebody having a heart attack, and it's the county run, and we're 5 minutes away, let's use some common sense and send the closest folks. People don't care what the sticker says on the side of the truck.
The bottom line is you're saving lives.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk a little bit about the other ways there have been improvements. You said 31 years, things seem to be expedited, things are happening quicker, collaboration is better. Talk
Yes,
to
sir.
me, what do you see?
So some other things we've done, we've become real active in the last 10 years with our incident management teams and our teams that get deployed outside of the city and Jefferson County. For example, the flooding in Eastern Kentucky. The county, city sent a team together to render aid. We sent swiftwater teams, command staff people. So we work real well together with that on these deployments that Jefferson County and Louisville are sending out. We have joint teams that go out together. We've been doing a lot of training since 2022 when we started the +1 response. So our companies, by our companies I mean City of Louisville and Jefferson County Fire Service, we get together every quarter and train on different type. It may be something as simple as, hey, we've got some new tools on our truck. If you make a run with us, this might be a tool you don't carry.
We'll make it available to you.
Right. This is some companies still have different hose. Some county departments have different hose in Louisville. So we train on that. Hey, if you come into our area,
Sure.
you're gonna need some adapters, just something as simple as hose adapters. But yeah, we train together every quarter, and we meet monthly just to talk about ways we can provide a better service from the city and from the county together.
Lieutenant Colonel Markajon, thank you for what
Yes,
you
sir.
do. On behalf of everyone watching, I really appreciate it. And it sounds like things are moving in the right direction, and that's what we want to
Great,
hear.
great.
All right, so we've learned a lot about home rule cities and the relationship with metro government. We'll learn more. Hang in there with us on Louisville Now. Welcome back to Louisville Now. Number one priority, the mayor talks about it often, is a safe and healthy city. And these two gentlemen that you're about to hear from, yes, they're responsible for keeping us all safe, and they do an excellent job. With me now is Barry Wilkerson and also Kelly Jones. Barry, you're with St. Matthews, correct? St. Matthews
Yes,
Police?
sir.
And, of course, Metro Government, EMA, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. Okay, first of all, let's establish this. You guys are friends, right?
Been friends for a long time. Obviously, came up through the police departments together. I was Jefferson County at one time. Obviously, Kelly was Louisville Police Division of Police. Then obviously we merged and became good friends since then.
See, and Kelly, I would think we've had a brief conversation. That relationship, like any partnership, is vital to really being effective at what you do. Talk about what that means for you two to be able to, pick up the phone and talk to each other.
Yeah, it's important on two fronts. Number one is that Barry and I actually like each other, and in the world that matters when you like
Sure.
somebody you're working with all the time. But secondly, we've taken the same trajectory in life. We've both been on a police department for a lot of years together. We understand what we can do for each other, how we can do it with government assistance, and we kind of know what's happening. The other one knows what they're going through. I know before I get there what Barry's up against. Barry will know what I'm bringing to the table. So I think it's a familiarity, and it makes the relationship great, and it serves the citizens of Jefferson County much better.
Kelly, what you do, when I hear EMA, I think emergency services. It's much more than that, though. Talk a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, we do a host of things for the smaller cities, but now under the umbrella that we have, it's 911, 311, emergency management, special events, and EMS, the orange ambulances that you see. That's what we have. But we can do so many things to help the smaller cities. We do emergency planning, we do emergency preparedness, we do response, and all those three things are different. We give the smaller cities access to our NCIC for police officers. We can help them with drones. We have mobile command posts. So many different things that we can take depending on what the situation is.
Okay, Barry, I haven't even asked your permission. Can I call you Barry?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm a little late on that, but
No,
thank
sir,
you.
you're good. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about your relationship. For instance, St. Matthews, we call that one of the home rule cities. It's not small. That's a pretty good sized area that you're responsible for. How do you work in collaboration? Let's give you for example, let's go ahead and say there's a fire. How do you work with metro government and particularly Kelly?
Well, obviously, we're surrounded by a little metro area, so we're dealing with them constantly. If we're responding to a fire, we're doing any kind of traffic assistance or any investigation. Obviously, with our relationship, it makes it a lot easier for me just to pick up the phone call and say, Kelly, this is what I need. They obviously have a lot more resources than what the smaller cities have, so we feed off those resources. We have a great working relationship. If they need us, we'll be there for them, and when we need them, they're there for us.
And automatically I thought about fire, but if you don't mind, Kelly, instances in which you two would work together and have worked together.
I can give you a couple of things that come to mind. Let's just say that a run comes out on an active shooter, or maybe there's a large crime scene, you know, at the mall or somewhere in Barry's jurisdiction, I know instantly what Barry's up against. I know he needs resources. He might need the mobile command post. I'll call him, like he said. I'm probably already making the call. We're doing it at the same time, saying, Barry, what can I do to help you? That might be one example. Another one, tornadoes and floods that go through. Let's say Barry calls and says, man, we got really serious flood issues out here. How can you help me? What can you get me access to? What if I need to bring in FEMA? What if I need to bring in the city?
Sure.
How can you help me do all these things? So bad weather, crime scenes, different things like that, because people don't understand that these things don't know boundaries. They don't know a small city from a metro government or other places. So you all have to work together, get the job done, and that's what best serves our citizens of both cities, I would always say.
Well said. The mayor often talks about, and it's true, you know, carjackings, shootings, violent crime, they are down. I want to get your opinion, if you don't mind, Barry, are we moving in the right direction? Where do we need improvement? Do you see a marked difference? Because I think the community is moving in a forward, positive momentum kind of situation. Yes.
I can look at it on a smaller scale and a bigger scale as far as our city and the city itself of Louisville Metro. I think violent crime is on a decrease. That's good. I still think we're having a lot of juvenile issues and a lot of property crime issues that we're not addressing. We need to me, if you take care of the smaller things, the bigger things usually take care of themselves. We got to start focusing on the smaller things now and branch out.
You want to jump in with an opinion there, Kelly?
Yeah, and you hear it thousands of times a week. We can't do it alone. The police can't do it by themselves. No one can do it alone. We have to have community collaboration and help. And yes, I do think the numbers are going down, and I think that we have once again brought police work to the forefront to where people that want to apply for that job see its importance. They know that they can come and make a difference and do things to help. And I think that's gotten back in the national spotlight more, and our numbers are going up. And the more people you have, the more things you can do, but we still have to have the community's help.
Yeah, so whether it's St. Matthews, metro government, and us as citizens and individuals, let's all work together, correct?
That's right.
It's a good way to close it up. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it and appreciate what you do. And not only in St. Matthews, metro, and together. That's the important thing.
My name is Deshaun Rankins, and I'm an equipment operator.
There we go.
We do a little bit of everything. We do concrete, we trim trees, snow removal.
All right, in Jefferson County. We cover every inch of it.
Clear right-of-ways, potholes, clear ditches for drainage, stormwater.
We do a little bit of everything, so somebody that can do mostly different jobs.
You have to be out in the conditions, in the weather.
Rain, snow, freezing rain, sleet, hail, flood.
You have to be a team player, and you have to do your job in a safe manner. Just go in with an open mind and be willing to learn. Well, it's a fun job. I enjoy it.
Welcome back to Louisville Now. We've heard a lot about, and hopefully you're participating in, recycling. But there is a way to do it right. In fact, the movement is called Recycle Right. Okay? Karen Maynard is with us now. She is with Solid Waste Education. Karen, welcome in.
Thank you.
And this is our host, folks. This is Mike Brown, and he is the mayor of Woodlawn Park. Thank you for having us.
Thanks, John.
All right, so Karen, I'm going to start with you because you're the educator here, right?
Yes.
Okay. Recycling. There is a right way. Is that right? Is it called Recycle Right? Is that right?
Our educational program is called Recycle Right, and the goal is to kind of highlight those top contaminants that we see in recycling, just out of confusion. Residents don't always know what to do. And our crew that goes out, they look inside recycling carts before they're collected, and then just look for certain things like plastic bags and wrap, styrofoam, large bulky plastic, maybe that people just get a little confused about what to do, or anything hazardous. So, so that we have an app and a dashboard to be able to see how everybody's doing. And we were really excited to come to the city of Woodlawn Park to do this program.
I love this because I have to admit I'm confused, so you're going to clarify for us. Thank you. Okay, Mayor Brown, this is obviously a beautiful city. Thank you for what you do here, and that's important to you, cleanliness. So let's talk a little bit about the relationship here with Karen and Recycle Right.
It's actually Karen came out to the Jefferson County League of Cities meeting and did a presentation on recycling. And one of the things she mentioned that I took away from was these plastic bags. You know, we get these plastic bags from Kroger, and people were putting these plastic bags in the recycling. Well, you can't do that because they get on the conveyor belts and they get stuck up. She was talking about how they get stuck up in the conveyor belts, and they have to stop this machine and they manually go in and they have to get these bags out. And I thought, well, this would be a great program for Woodlawn if I could get the message out. And they come by and they do these tagging systems. And the first time they came by, I got a yellow tag, which means I need a little work.
Okay.
But today they came by and I got a green tag.
You got an A+.
Yeah.
Way to go.
How's that?
That's the goal.
So it's good it's just great for the community to understand what to recycle and what not to.
Okay, so let's get into that a little bit more. You touched upon it, Karen, but if you would. Okay, he's an A+ student. I'm probably a C-. So what are some of the things that folks may think are recyclable but are not?
Our top contaminants are really, first of all, the behavior of bagging your recycling is not necessary in a residential setting. Put it all loose inside your cart. If it's bagged up, our recycling facility will do their best to open those bags and get them out, but it's not guaranteed. And then the bags themselves don't get recycled, they get trashed. So it's just kind of a waste when you could just put recycling into the cart loosely. And then plastic bags themselves, or wrap, like if you bought toilet paper, say, and you unwrap it, that would be plastic wrap that people often think goes into the recycling cart. But as Mayor Mike said, it does get tangled up in the machinery, so we are trying to keep that out. And all of those plastic bags and wrap are acceptable at store drop-off programs. Kroger is great about that. So that's what we recommend people do instead.
Okay.
And then styrofoam is confusing, especially containers. People love to look for that recycling symbol on the bottom of containers. And all it really is telling you is the plastic resin code. It just says what type of plastic it is.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily what you need to be looking at to determine if it's recyclable, because a styrofoam cup has that, but it's not accepted. We can't do anything with styrofoam.
So if people need more information or want clarification, do you have a website they can go to and take a look at? Yeah.
Absolutely. We have a lot of information on our website, but what we really try to push people toward is our Recycle Coach app. And it's a free app. You put in your own address here in Louisville, and it magically shows everything we have as far as educational materials for Louisville. Very specific. Recycling is local. We don't want you to Google everything, because you'll find information from different cities that might have different guidelines. So using the Recycle Coach app is key. You can search how to dispose of anything, and it'll tell you, even if you have questions about how to get rid of a mattress or motor oil or something, things like that. It will help direct you.
Appreciate that. Okay, Mayor Brown, how receptive has this community Woodlawn Park been?
It's been very receptive. As a matter of fact, they come out and they do a pre-audit of your items in recycled containers. And they came out on October the 6th and they did took the audit of, I thought it was interesting, we had 4,500 pounds of recycling material.
Yep.
But out of that number, 93% was good items, but 7% was what they consider contaminated. And the thing I didn't realize is when you have a contaminated piece of recycling, then they have to stop what they're doing and get rid of the 7% at a totally different place, because it can't go to the recycling. So this really is working well.
I love hearing that. Mayor Brown, thank you for hosting us.
Thank you very much.
All right, and we thank you for watching. Once again, we'll see you next time on Louisville Now.